For a while now, I have been saying that there is an ecosystem that has turned politics into a weapon against the Indian state. To the list of Thackeray gang mobilizers, Shaheen Bagh Dadis, the Shinghu farmers add the name Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of Bengal. During a hearing in which the Supreme Court delivered a jolt to Mamata Banerjee, the double bench wondered if the TMC was trying to browbeat the judiciary. The evidence was submitted by the Enforcement Directorate, which prompted the Supreme Court to ask, is the High Court a jantar mantar? The allusion, viewers, was to the ED submitting evidence. And I'm going to pull it up on your screens now. That's the evidence. That prior to the January 9th hearing before the High Court on the raids on the I-PAC office in Calcutta, the legal cell of the TMC circulated WhatsApp messages asking the cadre to gather in the court. Everyone should come to court number 5 on January 9, 2026. Gathering at 1 p.m. at the B gate of the Calcutta High Court. The message had the desired effect. It had in fact a chilling effect. Hundreds of cadre mobbed the court and the judge was forced to adjourn the hearing on a case filed by the ED against Mamata Banerjee for making off with a file. And I'll show you those pictures on the right of your screens, viewers. Mamata Banerjee holding that file. And this was taken during a raid on the TMC's affiliate's office, I-PAC's office. I-PAC at one time, viewers, was headed by Prashant Kishore. It is a poll research organization. The message of the TMC legal cell submitted by the ED court was very clear. Mob the court, basically, viewers. Everyone come, demonstrate. Demonstrations are per se not illegal, viewers. But the intent matters. And the Supreme Court's observation, which is a comment on the destabilizing nature of TMC's political expression, preceded an order that delivered a big setback to Mamata Banerjee government in West Bengal and the Kolkata police both. The Supreme Court has paused the FIRs registered against officers of the Enforcement Directorate in connection with their searches against the political consultancy I-PAC. The notice issued to Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and state government. The court also issued notice to the West Bengal police. The West Bengal police was ordered to preserve the CCTV of the raids. The Supreme Court stays the proceeding against ED officials and stays 4 FIRs filed against the ED officials. The Supreme Court categorically pointed out that the Mamata Banerjee act of interdicting the ED raid puts the TMC under the scanner for acting lawlessly. The court said there are questions which emerge and if not answered shall lead to lawlessness. If central agencies are working bona fide to probe a serious offence, a question arises. Can they be obstructed by party activities? Can, for instance, viewers, Mamata Banerjee in this particular case come running to the office that is being raided, enter the office, seize what the ED says is material evidence and run away? Imagine, viewers, if all of you started doing the same in case you were ever being prosecuted, let's say, by the IT department and they raided your residence and said, look, we want some of your documents, open up, and you basically run away with all the evidence. The developments in the Supreme Court forces us to ask several questions. Has the TMC patented a worryingly anarchical model of governance? Does the BJP's mobocracy charge on TMC get a boost? Is there a constitutional breakdown of the law and order machinery that is being orchestrated by the Chief Minister, who's the custodian of law and order? Does the Supreme Court's refusal to file a case against ED suggest Mamata has lost the moral edge? Viewers, let's open this up. And I want to first begin with Shubhankar Bhattacharya, a political analyst. There's Dr. Anand Ranganathan, and of course, we have with us the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Sanju Verma. Now, Doctor, a large number of people will say this is an interim order of the Supreme Court. Prima facie, it hasn't ruled really in favor of the election of the Enforcement Directorate. Yes, it has stayed the West Bengal state's FIRs against the ED, but that by itself doesn't mean that the ED is right for having carried out the raid on what the TMC says is a party office in the first place, or a raid that is ill-timed, conceived only during election time to seize strategy documents of the TMC. How do you respond?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, there are three very brief points I'd like to make. Number one, you know it and everyone knows it. I respect the Supreme Court, of course I do, and the honorable judges, but I have to be honest out here and ask this question, even if rhetorically or bombastically. Are we living in the same country where we have this same Supreme Court? Because did we watch the same live coverage of the ED raid that perhaps the judges did not get to see? What did we watch? We watched a crime scene, the investigation scene. We watched ED sleuths looking at the evidence. And then suddenly we watched on live camera the chief minister descend from her car, rush in and move away, stealing a crucial piece of evidence. Now we saw it, you saw it, the Supreme Court judges saw it presumably. Have they asked today in today's hearing, where is that crucial piece of evidence? If I was a judge, that's the first thing I would have asked. Because that's the first thing a judge or a police officer would have asked me, a common man, had I done what Didi did. It is inescapable. The second question that Supreme Court should have asked is that had a common Indian done this out of 1400 million of us, it is a clear violation of the BNS sections 221, 238 and 239. Clear violation. What is to be done of it? Why has there not been a single FIR filed against Mamata Banerjee? These are the two questions Supreme Court should have asked. And the third question I would ask Mr. Kapil Sibal, who's representing, surprise, surprise, Mamata Di. And he says, I don't know what his team is doing, perhaps collecting evidence that has been stolen by someone, because he said the last time ED raided on a coal scam was almost 2 years ago in early 2024. He clearly is wrong, factually wrong. Here is evidence that in November 2025, ED on coal scam raided more than 50 locations in Jharkhand and Bengal. So obviously the evidence that has been presented before the Supreme Court is factually wrong. And third, before somebody comes, and I can see my good friend Professor Monojit there already, I want to say something very clear. And I've maintained this for more than a decade, is the ED a caged parrot? Yes, it is. Does the ED preferentially go after political opponents of the government? Yes, it does. But the people who quote these two things always deliberately forget to quote the third thing, that in prevention of money laundering cases, PMLA cases that have been adjudicated one way or the other by the judiciary, i.e. the judiciaries have said either convict or acquit this person, the ED conviction rate is 95%. What that means is that whatever cases ED is bringing on, and when they reach the final conclusion, they are going after people who are corrupt. Now, this is something that the opposition needs to answer. This is a matter of law. This is not a matter of politics.
Well, before we get to the evidence stage and all of that, viewers, there must be evidence. If the evidence itself is being carted away, allegedly, then even the starting point of any investigation is compromised, viewers. In this particular case, the ED's submissions before the Supreme Court are that Mamata Banerjee interdicted a raid. Now imagine, viewers, had you done that, as I said, if you were being raided by, let's say, the IT Commission, the income tax, and you suddenly ran away with the money, with the files, everything, and said, sorry, what do you think would have happened to you? as Dr. Ranganathan says, you would have been perhaps jailed on the spot and taken away in a police van, never to be seen again. It's quite possible. That is a separate matter, and I'll come to that. But Professor Monojit Mondal, has the TMC patented a worryingly anarchical model of governance? The Supreme Court today is asking, did you think you were going to turn the High Court into Jantar Mantar? I mean, forget about, I'm not even on the point right now of whether what Mamata Banerjee did was right or wrong, forget that. But there is WhatsApps, which almost suggests that the TMC cadre were asked to lay siege to the High Court. Is this a form of intimidation? Are you waging war against the state? Has this become the default template? Has this become a new toolkit? These are some fundamental questions, Professor.
You know, I would like to see the ED going after Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari, against whom there is a case pending under the directive of the Supreme Court. I would like the ED to go after Mr. Ajit Pawar, against whom there is a case of 70,000 crore घोटाला, किसने कहा था, Prime Minister of this country. And the same applies to Narayan Rane, Hemant Biswa Sharma, and the list goes on. This won't happen because all these people switch sides to BJP. Now come to the issue at hand. If you go by this WhatsApp chat, first of all, I really don't know the authenticity of this WhatsApp chat. They're just saying that there was a procession called by Mamta Di. They wanted to join the procession. So what's the fuss about that? This can't be the discussion in the Supreme Court. I do not know whether this was discussed at all. In fact, the very honorable judge in question, Lordship Shubhra Ghosh, she did not have any complaint about that. She just, heard the matter the day after, in fact, yesterday, and the matter has been disposed of. So what's the fuss about it? And I do believe the ED has the mandate to go for public interest. They are observing as the public servants, not for political gain. And when the ED is abusing that mandate for political gain of a particular political party, another political party has got every right to resist. Mamta Di did the same thing. She just took away the documents of her only, not of the ED. In fact, it's very interesting to note the Solicitor General of the country, which comes under the Attorney General of the country, accused in the court that Mamta Di had stolen one mobile phone of the ED officials. Now, whenever that had happened, I want to know what kind of submission is this? This is clear.
Professor, can I ask a counter question if you finish?
Practiced by the Solicitor General of the country.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me tell you, sir. You said, what is the big deal? If cadre were asked. Now let me tell you, viewers, it wasn't simply that a judge decided to adjourn the matter. This is what the judge said. The judge cited the disruption. Justice Shubhra Ghosh said, and this is very, very important. Mamata Banerjee just before that had allegedly interfered with the probe, which is the ED raid, and allegedly took away files and digital evidence. And then, viewers, when a hearing is sought to be underway, there is heavy crowding, there is disruption, and you have a situation, viewers, where the court decides that it is no longer in any capacity to hear the matter. So you not only interdicted an ED raid, but you also interdicted a court in a hearing. I mean, which is one second. Which is what is being flagged. Now, secondly, sir, you mentioned, and this is rather interesting. You mentioned, so what about why doesn't the ED investigate this, that, the other? Yes. The ED is selective, and there the statistics don't lie. But the Supreme Court says that it's a very serious matter, and it will examine this issue on the ED's submission that the raids were facing obstruction, which, viewers, is setting a terrible precedence. Professor Monojit Mondal, what is the message going out? 1 second, I'll just come to you, ma'am. Just come to you, just asking him a follow-up. Can you imagine, viewers, tomorrow the police wants to effect an arrest. Someone comes and distracts the police, interdicts the police, runs away with the person who is supposed to be arrested. As I have come up with this example of the IT officer showing up at a private citizen's residence. You interdict that particular raid. You take away the material evidence. So this is the pathway to anarchy. This is going against constitutionalism. There's a breakdown.
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
You said the same thing during the Rajiv Kumar's incident 6 years ago. What happened to that case? Nothing. Rather, you maligned the reputation of one of the brightest police officers in the country. She did the same thing. And here also she did the right thing, absolutely right thing. Because the ED came, I repeat, ED came with the motive of stealing document. And for heaven's sake, I mean, there won't be any incriminating document if there is a case at all in a public office. What kind of logic is this? In a public office, and the ED will come and find an incriminating document? I mean, have some mercy on the intelligence of this of the country. And the principal accused in the hang on.
Again,
principal accused in this country, in this case,
again,
he was under custody.
Again,
Nothing
I might feel as a private citizen that the raid on me is unfair. But does that give me the right? Does that give me the right? No, 1 second. Does that give me the right to interdict the IT department?
Why like the question of interdicting?
I might be aggrieved. Viewers, is that a license to take the law into your own hands? Is that a license for lawlessness? Those are the questions that have been put to the Supreme Court. Okay, one second.
The owner has got every right to resist a group of thieves.
Right. Now, viewers, tomorrow if the Supreme Court rules completely against Mamta and upholds the ED case against Mamta and files arrest charges, will Monojit Mondol say the same things? No. Then you say that the court is biased. They'll keep changing the goalpost anyhow. Let me bring in the... Okay, fair enough. Let me get the BJP in.
Trust in the Supreme Court.
Okay, sir.
We'll see when it happens.
Okay, so if you have trust in the Supreme Court, go by the spirit of what they have said today. And they are upset. They are concerned. They are worried. They are raising serious apprehensions. Yes, BJP wants to respond to you. Yes, Ms. Verma, please.
Rahul, I heard the TMC sympathizer without interjecting, and I'm sure he will extend that courtesy to me. You know, let's get one thing very, very clear. The ED is not standing for trial. It is Mamta Banerjee who is actually the culprit here. And let's get one thing very clear. Whatever the connection between Mamta Banerjee and I-PAC's Atik Jain, that is one part of the story. But the moot point is, how can a sitting chief minister, accompanied by the DGP, go to the investigation site and she decamps, vanishes with the physical and electronic evidence? And worse still, she has the audacity to then claim victim, saying ED was trying to steal my documents pertaining to electoral information of our candidates. The second point is this. I demand through your channel, your widely watched show. Earlier it was section 186 and section 353 of the IPC. Today, wide section 227, 228, 235, 241 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanghita. Any person, including a sitting chief minister, if he or she tries to obstruct a public official from doing his or her duty, in this case the ED, or if any person destroys evidence or attempts to destroy evidence, he or she shall be held culpable, and in this case Mamta Banerjee. And the third point I want to make is this. I always say, and I say this often in good humor to Mr. Ranganathan also, I disagree when he calls ED a caged parrot or a handmaiden of the government, but that's not the point. I say have a sense of proportion. What Mamta Banerjee did on the 8th of January, is it an isolated case? No. This is the same Mamta Banerjee who wanted to obstruct the border security force in 2016 when they were given enhanced jurisdiction. This is the same Mamta Banerjee. This is the same Mamta Banerjee who obstructed the CBI, the NIA in 2019, 2023, 2024. Do you remember a man called Partha Chatterjee? Very quickly, he was the education minister under Mamta Banerjee. And what did Mamta Banerjee say? I don't know who's Partha Chatterjee. He's out on bail but still facing trial. Do you remember a man called Abhishek Banerjee? Very quickly. He is the nephew of Mamata Banerjee.
What's the
and
point?
He is still an accused in the coal scam. My point is
Are
this.
you saying that there are...
No.
Rahul, this is not done.
Let him finish.
I
Let him
waited
finish.
for a long time.
Let her finish. Professor,
TV
1 second, I'll let you rebut. Please just let her finish. 30 seconds, please. Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes. My limited point is this. Be it Mamata Banerjee's close associate Partha Chatterjee or Mamata Banerjee's close associate Anubrata Mondal held in the cattle smuggling scam. Or if it is the case of Sandesh Khali rapist Shah Jahan Sheikh, another close associate of Mamata Banerjee, she has never upheld the rule of law. She has always endorsed
all charges, fair
and
enough.
Veto.
All charges.
Rahul, you always interrupt me. Can I finish in 10 seconds? In 10 seconds, I'll say this. When Mamata Banerjee was asked, why did she barge into the investigation site? What did she say in Bengali? Amake aghat korle, ami sara Bharat Barsho hiliye debo. If you dare touch me, I will create upheaval in the entire
country. All that
country.
is fine, and that is before the court to judge. But point is, viewers, that Sanju Verma was trying to rebut was Dr. Ranganathan saying that the ED acts in a partisan manner. That remains true. I mean, you have a situation where Ajit Pawar is taken in after being accused by the Prime Minister, no less, in a public tweet of decamping with 30,000 crores. Anyhow, no clean chit has come. Viewers, that case still hangs. But that's a different matter.
Revoked by the BJP?
No, that's not a different matter.
Look, I'm just saying...
Has the case been revoked?
I'm not saying it's been revoked, but why do you have him in your party? You're a party with a difference, you shouldn't have him. Anyhow, let's sometimes...
Can I come
we
in?
must, sometimes we must accept... Okay, ma'am, sometimes we must accept that there has been, willful oversight by taking in a man like Ajit Pawar, who today, in today's context, in Maharashtra, is not even with you, he's with his own uncle, who's another person that the BJP accuses of corruption. So you farm a turncoat, and what do you expect? Anyhow, I'm not going down that route right now. The fundamental question is, and very quickly, I just want to come back to you, Mr. Mondal, and Dr. Ranganathan have the last word. The BJP is accusing the TMC of mobocracy, Professor Mondal. The Supreme Court has refused to file a case against the ED. That is a stunning setback. You said that the ED was overstepping, that the ED was overreacting. The Supreme Court has gone into this, and it has said there is no question of these charges against the ED. So there you are, sir. This is a tight snap across, and I'm not saying it, the headlines are screeching it today, from the Hindu to any other paper. Tight snap across the reputation of the TMC government. Please, 30 seconds answer, and I want to bring in Dr. right after.
We don't strive on mobocracy. We strive on the support of people.
Right.
People, unnumbered people, which BJP can't even think.
Okay.
I come to the point about the public office. Hang on. The public function. Whenever the ED is mandated to function for people, not for a political party.
Well, sir, the ED in this case is acting. The Supreme Court has come out and clearly said that the ED cannot be charged in this case for malafide intent. 1 minute. Doctor.
The FIR has not been quashed.
Okay, fair enough. Nothing has been quashed. The matter has been stayed. Right now, as things stand, it is a reprieve for the ED. 1 second, sir. I'm talking as of today. I'm not saying that, sir, the case has been settled one way or the other. I'm only saying as of today, the Supreme Court has now not prima facie found merit in your charge that the ED was overstepping its limit. One second.
Neither the Supreme Court found any prima facie.
Sir, I'm saying it's a stay. I'm saying it's a stay.
Wanted removal of Rajiv Kumar.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Two rights don't make a wrong. 1 minute. Let me just bring in Doctor.
So why are you misreporting?
Okay, fine. I'm not misreporting anything, sir. I'm only focusing on today's order. Please.
It's a win-win situation for both the parties.
Okay, 1 second. Can you imagine, viewers, turning a defeat into a moral victory? Ye ek aur art hai. Anyhow, Doctor, very quickly.
Amazing. You're 3 versus 1 and still you are scared of me. I pity you.
Very, very brief. Look, it's very simple. Is the coal scam being currently investigated? The answer is yes. Did the ED raid 50 locations just 2 months ago? The answer
Yes.
is yes. Is this part of an ongoing investigation? The answer is yes. So on what basis did the Bengal police file an FIR against ED officials? But Sanju is right. There is precedence. If you remember, when last the ED officials went to Sandesh Khali to investigate
And they were
TMC
interdicted,
leader,
I know. They were set upon, there was violence.
Did not just assault the ED
Yeah.
The High Court had to
Okay,
come in.
Nothing
now
happened,
look, viewers,
nothing
I don't want to overstep the limit in
10
this story.
seconds.
No, 1 second. I don't want to overstep the limit. The matter is still sub judice. Let it play out in court. But today, as things stand, viewers, it's very hard not to concede that the ED has won round 1. This could be a 10-round fight. It could be a contest between heavyweights. Let's see. Let's see. But the first punch has been landed by the enforcement director. It's not looking good for Mamata Banerjee. That's all, viewers, that one needs to say. Just let's move on. Viewers, there is an important election being held tomorrow in Mumbai. But the exit signs, mind the pun, are on the wall for the Thackeray-led UBT Shiv Sena. How am I saying this? A major pillar of Maharashtra politics is looking rickety. Look at the exit poll projections. From the pollsters, there are 4 pollsters who have come out with projections for the BMC polls. Just look at those numbers. The first column on the left, right by the names of the pollsters, this JVC exit poll, Axis My India, Sakal and Lok Shahi Marathi. Between 119 and a maximum 141. Axis My India overly compensating the BJP in this exit projection. Polls took place today. And till a certain time in the day, we are still awaiting updated figures. The polling percentage about 41-42%. That was at 3:30. We'll be updating those numbers. But the fact of the matter is, viewers, that the Congress has 23 seats by the JVC exit poll. Axis My India puts it at 14. The last two, 20 and 25. And there you can see, viewers, the poll of polls number. The BJP is at 138, Shiv Sena 59, Congress 23, the other 7, which will include maybe, viewers, a seat here for the MIM or there for maybe even one of the smaller regional parties. That is the scenario, viewers. It's on your screens. Now, viewers, you've looked at the numbers and you can see that this is an expression of confidence from the voters in the NDA or the BJP plus. Don't be mistaken, viewers. The Mumbai election is not merely about potholes and pipelines. It is unavoidably a verdict on the political future of the Thackeray-led Shiv Sena and to a lesser extent the Sharad Pawar-led NCP. A defeat here weakens opposition morale nationally, reshapes alliance arithmetic and tilts the balance further in favor of the NDA. Because here, viewers, in Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India, the BMC is the richest municipality. Its budget exceeds the budgets of certain small countries and at least 6 states in the Union of India. It's a prize, viewers. It's a prestige prize. And after about 2.5 decades, the Shiv Sena is going to make an exit. A fractured and diminished opposition does not merely change electoral outcomes, it also is the quality of governance itself. Because, viewers, what happens nationally? Fewer counterweights against the government at the center means reduced scrutiny, diluted accountability, and greater executive immunity. In that sense, Mumbai's municipal ballot carries consequences far beyond the city. It touches the health of India's democratic polity, which is coalescing around the NDA's pole. Clearly, viewers, there are some takeaways. There are no takers for this great Marathi versus outsider pitch. Mumbai believes it's a city of India. Yes, there is Marathi pride and so forth. You can't abnegate that. But primarily, the instinct in Mumbai is that, look, we are a city of dreams. Anyone from anywhere can come and make it here. And that is being reinforced in the rejection of the Shiv Sena's bitterly parochial politics. BJP's organizational might has delivered. You're going to have a triple engine sarkar in Mumbai. Thackeray reunion has no impact on voters. Are they now hurtling towards the margins of Indian politics? And viewers, it shows that state government sway is convincing Mumbai's voters that the state government, which is of course the Mahayuti, which is made of the BJP, the Shinde Sena and the NCP of Ajit Pawar, is the one to trust and deliver change. Let's open this up because we have with us Pradeep Gupta, who is the chairman and managing director of Access My India. Sanju Verma is here with us. Shaina NC, the Shiv Sena, is here with us. We have Sajid Supariwala of the UBT, and we have Dr. Ranganathan. So I want to first begin with you, Mr. Gupta. Break down your exit poll projections for us. What's the main takeaway here?
Main takeaways, Rahul, we always do face-to-face interview, and we have conducted and interviewed about 22,700 odd people. And now coming to the political scenario, the important thing, if you compare with the last time 2017 results, what had changed? Shiv Sena has splitted and Shinde is shifted and found the alliance with the BJP. So that's the minus from the Shiv Sena, and added the MNC. Manse, last time they secured about 7% vote and about 28 odd ward seats. So this is what is the net gain and loss this time. But what had worked in favor of BJP is this election is being held after 9 years. So 4 years, there was no local representative or the corporator, which is very, very essential in cities, particularly like Mumbai. There are so many local issues and people go and get those issues addressed through the local representative. So which was not the case. And we all know that Shiv Sena has been in rule in BMC for more than over 2 decades, to be precise, about 26 years. So people want change, you know. And
people want change. People want change. Let me open this up. People want change. Let's go straight across to the UBT Sena representative on this show, Mr. Supariwala. Right?
Tell me.
Sajid bhai, you came together, the two brothers came together. Many thought it impossible. It reminds me of what happened in Uttar Pradesh when Mayawati ji and Mulayam ji with Akhilesh came together. Though there was no kingship there, here there was kinship. And you tried to abuse people, you slapped them, you beat them. You tried to suggest that Marathis should only pick Marathis. Outsiders are not welcome. They can't speak your language. It's all being rejected, sir. Your politics is being rejected. Pungi, I'm sorry, lungi kisi aur ki ud gayi. To use your own words against you, pungi kisi aur ki bach gayi. This is the problem. You have been taught that if you don't behave in a civilized manner, you're not going to be elected. Speak the language of democracy, maybe people will give you a second look. Arrogance has been punished. Anarchic politics has been punished. Yes or no, sir?
Let me first clear one thing, that we were never against any other people coming to the state of Maharashtra or Mumbai. We were always saying one thing only, which Balasaheb Thackeray used to say: whoever loves Mumbai is a Mumbaikar. Whoever takes care of the livelihood over here, whoever takes care of the natives over here, is welcome to Mumbai. That is, Mumbai is the only place in the world, I may say, that it is so it is so accepting. And Maharashtrians have always been accepting of the fact that all we live in harmony together. We were just worried about the Marathi language or the Marathas being insulted. We would not bear that today also, even after the exit polls.
Not Marathas, Marathi.
And let me tell you one thing. When I'm talking, please don't speak in between. I'm requesting you. Otherwise, what happens is it goes to another level. The real statement changes. So kindly, it's a humble request, give me 30 seconds uninterrupted. So the thing is that we were always worried about the asmita of Marathi language and the Maharashtrians. Maharashtrians are who? They are not only Marathis. Okay. We all have come from different states to work over here in Mumbai, to earn a livelihood. This has given our bread and butter. This is our mother. It's a Mumbai city. We all should be collectively worried about Mumbai. And when it comes to violence and everything you are talking about, it was
Mr. Supariwala, fair enough. Let me ask you a question. See, I'm not going to pick on your... Okay, 1 second. I'm not going to pick on the inconsistencies in your response. Let me just ask you, sir, very quickly. You are such a great party. You want to take everyone along. Why isn't everyone coming along with you, sir? Barely 20% of the voters are going to vote for according to these exit polls. I'm not saying they're 100% right. It could be more, it could be less. I'm not saying that. But what we see at this moment, 20-odd%, 35% by some exit polls.
I am shockingly surprised with the exit polls right away.
No, that's fine. I'm only asking you, sir, if tomorrow the result holds, if all the trends are secure, will you accept that you have misread the pulse of the people and they don't trust you?
Do you agree with me? I'm asking you on board. Do you agree with me that exit polls are just exit polls? They are not the final outcome or results.
Okay. Viewers, you see, viewers, this excuse is the last refuge of the ... I'm not going there. The problem is people who see the writing on the wall.
There have been vote chori.
Okay.
Smart vote chori.
Right. Now smart vote chori. Viewers,
smart vote chori has started.
Smart vote chori.
Earlier there was vote chori.
Okay.
Now
very quickly, the BJP wants to respond.
There are certain fingers from whom the voting ink has also come out.
I want to respond.
Fair enough, sir. Smart vote chori.
Voting ink has also come out.
Right. Ink is coming out. Smart vote chori is happening. People are being rejected. आपका ही हो रहा है, sir. और किसी का नहीं होता. Anyhow, yes.
Thank you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Everybody is saying the same thing.
You keep nursing this grouse and blame the tools. Never blame the people who are using those tools. This is what will happen consistently. Yes. Very quickly, BJP wants to respond. Yes, BJP.
Thank you. You know, Mr. Supariwala, you don't like people interjecting you. Now, please extend the courtesy.
Yes, of course.
I'm appalled. This is not about Maratha versus Marathi or North versus South or Gujarati versus Tamilian. You know, I think we people are losing sight of the moot issue. The fact is, if BJP is going to win, which is what exit polls are saying tomorrow, you know, with a 42% vote share no less, conservatively we'll win at least 131 seats. And, you know, optimistically, the number could go up to beyond 151. Okay. The Shinde Sena is, looking to do well as well. The moot point is this, Rahul, very quickly. The average Mumbaikar has voted for Atal Setu. He has voted for Coastal Road, for the bullet train, for the 11 metro corridors.
Rahulji, can I counter
let her finish, sir. I'll lower your fader. She never interrupted you even once. You spoke for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Yes.
Rahul, I think this is very unfair.
Go ahead.
You know, the moment BJP starts talking, I think these guys start getting rattled. This is not your Uddhav Thackeray ka, some...
Okay. Let's get to the point.
Please shut up.
Okay, let's get to the point. Okay, I'm lowering Sajid Supariwala's volume because he wants to sort of provoke Sanju Verma. Then we're going to have a fight. And I don't have much time. I have to do a very important story, viewers, on Pakistan.
Yes. I'm not getting provoked, but I will not have somebody eat into my time. So the average Mumbaikar has spoken, voted for Atal Setu, voted for Coastal Road, voted for the bullet train, voted for the first phase of the Samruddhi Expressway, which has come to fruition, voted for the 11 metro corridors coming to fruition, voted for the JVLR extension, voted for the Mulund-Goregaon link, voted for the Andheri-Gorai link road, voted for the refinery coming up at Ratnagiri, voted for the Ahmedabad-Mumbai high-speed rail corridor, and above all, this election, the average Mumbaikar has completely debunked the divisive politics of Aditya Thackeray. I will end by saying one thing. When Devendra Fadnavis, Narendra Modi and the entire BJP is talking about growth, development, prosperity, Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray are talking about Rasmalai, North versus South, and the same Raj Thackeray who hates people from Uttar Pradesh loves to call Amitabh Bachchan as his UP ke bhaiya, and the same Uddhav Thackeray who has a problem with...
Fair enough. Tomorrow we'll pick up. We'll have more granular data. Viewers, we'll have
Party-
more granular data. Shaina NC, very
Rahul.
quickly, 1 second. 1 second. Shaina NC, I need to ask you a simple and straightforward question.
Yeah.
This is a referendum on what? The real legatees of the Shiv Sena brand of politics. Would you say this? Is that the end of now the Thackerays?
Well, this is a referendum for those who work on ground. And our leader, Eknathji Shinde, has tirelessly championed the cause of the Marathi Manus. There are certain parties that have only chosen to espouse the cause of the Marathi Manus at the time of elections by doing nothing for them for 25 years. Give you a small example, whether it's the Girni Kamgar or the BDD Chaul redevelopment or 17,000 people at Ramabai Nagar. These are all sons of the soil. It was our leader, Eknathji Shinde, the championed the cause of the Abhijat Darja along with Devendra Fadnavis and made sure that Maharashtra has this. This is what Marathi Abhiman and Swabhiman stands for. We're not interested in all this repartee and all this so-called brand business, which is a brand which has worked out of home, and now the people have given this referendum that continue to stay at home and work from home because you don't come on ground, you don't realize what we have done, the accomplishments of this government. 25 years, Rahul, we don't have one STP sewage treatment plant, meaning
Okay,
you put
well,
all the toxins into the sea and
Your-
you amass the wealth of all the
If
BMC
this
funds which were meant
holds,
to be for
ma'am.
the Mumbaikar. 74,000 crores is all they've been eyeing.
Okay, if
and
this
our
holds-
leaders have delivered, whether it's a pothole-free Mumbai, of which phase
Well,
1 and phase 2
I
is
just walked through the
completed.
streets of Mumbai a few
400
days ago,
Look,
and they
I
didn't
knew
look
you'd
very
be
pretty.
selective.
Anyhow.
Please don't be selective.
No, I'm
There
not
are
being selective, ma'am. I'm not being
1224
selective. I'm not being
kilometers of
selective.
roads.
I went to.
There are
I-
1224
Okay.
kilometers
Okay,
of
one
road,
second,
of
one second.
which
I lived.
400
I've lived in
kilometers
Mumbai. It's
have
not.
utility ducts and utility
I am not denying the
tunnels.
fact
Please
that there has
see the
been
development.
I have not
And
denying the
read the
fact
writing
that
on
there
the
have
wall
been
because
some
the voters
coastal
have
roads
understood
and
that.
this, that, the other. But Mumbai is in a painful transition right now, viewers. Painful. The pollution
No, I
is
think
also
it's in a
after
very
it.
happy space
one
and
second,
only
one second, one
working
second.
towards
Rahul,
making
Doctor,
Rahul, we
doctor,
have
1
a
minute.
moment for a
Doctor, very good. 1 minute. He hasn't spoken. I want to bring in Mr. Gupta right after that. Yes. Yeah, doctor.
Yes, if the exit polls are to be believed, then the BJP and the Shinde Shiv Sena are going to have Modak, Congress is going to have Jalebi, and MNS and UBT are going to have Rasmalai. But I just hope that the Mumbaikars don't have what they've been having for 2 decades. The potholes.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid they might continue to have this if things don't change. If municipalities are not given away, distributed to private players for them to manage, if let's say 5 to 10% of the income tax of any person is not given to the ward where that person stays, I see very little happening.
Viewers,
May I
what
just
makes
come
me
in?
really despondent, viewers,
Just
is that
10
once
seconds,
again
Rahul.
Mumbai has let its
10
own
seconds.
self down. Its voters are not
Not at
coming out
all.
in numbers
Not
that
one
suggest,
bit.
1 second, that suggest that they want to actually take ownership of their city, and that is a bit distressing. We'll focus on that, viewers. I don't have the exact updated poll number right now. We're awaiting those
Can I come
from
in
the
for 10
EC,
seconds?
but that's the fun of it. One second. I want to just go back to Mr. Gupta. Mr. Gupta, I want to ask you a question. If you were projecting this result, this projection onto a national canvas, what would be a takeaway?
National takeaway, Rahul, is that people believe these days in a winning cause. And as I mentioned earlier, that in a state like Maharashtra, BJP in full power, in a national level, BJP is in power. So people go and vote for in these lines. If you see these hilly states or the northeastern Indian states, you will always see that people generally go the ruling party in the central, because so many fund bandwidth for the development, the bigger development infrastructure thing comes from the central. I mean, that's not a single % doubt. And this is aspirational class, particularly who can see that the metros, who can see the, so many highways, so many likes of bridges, so and so forth. And that is when they vote for the ruling party in the state, and that too in center.
Okay. Very quickly.
Can I quickly come in?
Yes, Ms. Verma. 30 seconds. I need to move on.
And me too.
Yeah,
Please, 30
Rahul, I just want to say this,
You
that
already
the
given us
worst
the
time in recent times was the COVID pandemic. a man called Uddhav Thackeray was the chief minister from November 2019 to June 2022. He was ensconced in Matoshri, did not visit the Mantralaya even once. And today it has come up in time.
Okay, well, viewers, we don't know. Look, this is a trend.
Just a
it
quick
is consolidating.
10 seconds,
yes, 10
Rahul.
seconds, ma'am. Just 10 seconds,
It's
please.
only free.
10 seconds
It's-
and
look,
Supariwala ji, 10 seconds. Yes, very quickly, please.
You know, these exit polls, I think, are just the beginning. Tomorrow is going to be history.
Okay, it's going to be
history because of two strong leaders.
Mr.
Devendra
Supariwala,
Fadnavis
that
and our own
has
leader,
that
Eknath
has
Shinde.
implications for
And a
the
full
Sena.
stop for
You
them.
threw it all. Last ditch effort. Both brothers, cousins, whatever it is, came together. Nothing is working. Time up.
Hijack, the coastal road was a planning of Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray.
That's a lie.
All the
That's a
planning,
lie.
they are just taking credit.
Okay, I'll move on,
That's
viewers.
right.
Tomorrow we will have a... Okay, Mr. Supariwala, fine. Look, you can be in denial. You have 24 hours. But tomorrow, viewers, at this time, we will have the full result. And we will know in granular detail what actually worked and what didn't work for whom. And the implications, broader implications for India. Now, viewers, I just want to move on because this is a very interesting story. And I'm going to just sum it up by showing you a visual. That's the visual. You see that man in the middle of your screens in that blue tie? That is General Munir. And he is making Mr. Trump very happy. Trump's like people who make him happy. He's promising Donald Trump, literally like a bribe, viewers, all the rare earth metals that are found in Balochistan, which is of course a part of Pakistan that Rawalpindi and Islamabad have annexed in a sense. But nonetheless, they're pulling out this rare earth material and they're giving it to the United States to make Trump happy. So that happy Trump will do favors for them and exalt Pakistanis. But guess what, viewers? Trump has given Pakistan a kick. Literally. Do not come to my country, Pakistanis. Yes. A visa pause for Pakistanis and also, of course, incidentally, Bangladeshis. This is what the State Department has said. We will pause immigrant visas from 75 countries whose migrants take welfare from American people at unacceptable rates. The freeze will remain active until the US can ensure new immigrants will not extract wealth from American people. So they don't want, in substance, parasites, viewers. People who can't give but only take. We are working to ensure the generosity of American people will no longer be abused, unquote. This is the view that America has of Pakistanis. Leeches, parasites, useless people who contribute nothing. The US rationale for including Pakistan in this blacklist is that Pakistan is among high-risk nations with multiple fraud and security issues. Pakistan's declining international trust is a major issue for the US. Radical elements in Pakistan are seen as a social threat by the US. Long-standing US concerns over Pakistan's integrity on documentation. And here, viewers, is the real nub, that Pakistanis are not considered in any way of any consequence by the American government. Let's open this up, viewers, because some questions need to be asked. We are constantly reminded by Pakistan how great Pakistan is in comparison to India. Major Yasir Janjua is here with us. Major, they don't even want you. They say you're parasites. You can't function. They've put you on a blacklist. Okay. I mean, there are other countries there who, many of them, are the poorest of the poor. They just don't want you, sir. No one wants Pakistanis. Even your bribes are not working. And the pity is, sir, for you that you can't abuse India here. अब आप ट्रंप को गाली दीजिए. मेजर,
मैं बोलूं या अभी आप
बोलिए सर, मैंने सवाल पूछ लिया आपसे. आप बोलिए, खुल के बोलिए.
तो बात ये है, मैं खुल के बोलूंगा. आई लव योर चैनल कि कोई डिबेट जो है वो मार धाड़ की तरह नहीं होती है, तो इसलिए I always say yes to coming on to your channel. So that's why difference of opinion, अपना point of view रखना हर एक बंदे का हक है. अच्छा जी, 1.5 बिलियन का मुल्क है। मैं तो पहले विद ड्यू अपॉलॉजीज आई हैव टू से दिस, 1.5 बिलियन का मुल्क है इंडिया, एंड most people live below the poverty line. There are millions of issues, and you found this topic to be raised on the prime time. Well, good for you. Okay, चलें बात करते हैं। अब आपने अगर इस टॉपिक को इंडिया के प्राइम टाइम पे लेके आया है कि अब पाकिस्तानीज आर पैरासाइट्स एंड अमेरिका
Major Saab, I am not saying this. Let me remind you.
नहीं,
Let me read out the statement once again. No, sir. देखिए, आप मेरे पे मत डालिए.
पैरासाइट तो आपने
I am not saying anything. Well, sir, this is what is implied. Please let me read out the statement once again. See, I don't come here without doing my research. No, one second. We will pause immigrant visas from 75 countries whose migrants take welfare from American people at unacceptable rates. What does this mean, sir? Fine, I won't use the word parasite. You do not add to the American economy. This is what they are saying. You, in fact, take more than you give. Now, sir, you tell me, why has America, Mr. Trump, put you in that category? आप उनको जवाब दीजिए, सर. मैं बस एक सूत्रधार हूँ, एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ.
उनको भी जवाब दे लेंगे.
आप मुझ पे मत चढ़िए. आप ना हमारे देश पे चढ़िए. आप अमेरिका को हिम्मत कीजिए, सर. Take a deep breath, develop a backbone and take on America. Tell them that they are wrong.
अब आपने मेरे से सवाल किया है तो जवाब देने का राइट तो मुझे देंगे या वो भी नहीं देंगे? तो फिर मेरी तस्वीर लगा दीजिए सिर्फ. अच्छा, अब मैं बात ये कर रहा हूं कि पहली तो बात ये है कि आपने कहा जी इम्प्लाइड मीनिंग है. मान लिया आपका इम्प्लाइड मीनिंग पैरासाइट ही है. इसका मतलब ये है कि 75 कंट्रीज, जिसमें कंट्रीज लाइक जॉर्डन भी हैं जिनके साथ आपके ताल्लुकात भी हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसे मुल्क हैं इन 75 कंट्रीज में जिनके साथ आपके ताल्लुकात हैं, आप सारों को पैरासाइट कह रहे हैं, कह लें, सिर्फ पाकिस्तान नहीं है, चलो मान लिया. लेकिन मुझे सिर्फ ये बताइए कि आपको शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी लॉस की प्रॉब्लम है क्या? लास्ट ईयर अलोन H1B वीजाज इंडिया के लिए बंद कर दिए गए थे. लास्ट ईयर अलोन आपके ऊपर टैरिफ 25. अब मेरी बात
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आप अपने देश की बात कीजिए. एक मिनट. हमने टैरिफ हमने टैरिफ झेल लिया, सर. हमने अपने देश नहीं बेचा. We didn't go running to Trump to say don't put tariffs on us. One second, Major. One second. I'll correct you here, Major. We have not recommended. No. We have not recommended Nobel Prize for Trump. Our leader was not standing whispering into Trump's ears and saying, "Sir, मैं आपके लिए नोबेल प्राइज देके रेकमेंड करता हूं." Let's play out that sound bite. It is there. I think Trump is a great guy. He should be given the Nobel Prize. One minute. Doctor and Major. One minute. Let me just bring in the Major. See, viewers, the Pakistanis will want to constantly make this about India. How is it about India at all? How is this about India at all?
I'm not making.
It is the Americans who have said, Pakistanis, stay out of our country. We don't want you. You take more from American citizens than you give and contribute. I just want you to listen to this bite, viewers. This is how the Pakistani leadership was selling its soul, and it has been given a kick on its backside. Listen to this.
He is the most genuine and most wonderful candidate for Peace Prize because he has brought not only peace in South Asia, saved millions of people, their lives. And today, here in Sharm el-Sheikh, achieving peace in Gaza is saving millions of that. He is the most genuine and most wonderful candidate for Peace Prize because he has brought not only peace.
Most genuine and wonderful candidate for the Peace Prize. Genuine, viewers. The genuineness has been responded by saying, please don't come to our country. You stay in Sharm el-Sheikh or wherever else you want to shake and rattle and roll. आप वहीं रहिए. Major Arya, very quickly. Major Arya. Go
on.
You know what Major Janjua said about tariffs? Yeah, because we refuse to take things lying down. We refuse to kowtow in front of Trump, and we refuse to, tolerate his nonsense. लगा दे tariff, क्या दिक्कत है? 10 और लगा दे, 500 और लगा दे. He actually recommended 500% more. Did anybody from India call and say, अच्छा tariff उसके ऊपर लगता है जो कुछ manufacture करता है. If you put 1,000% tariff on Pakistan, it doesn't matter. Guys don't make anything. Second point is, he said that 50% of people in India live below poverty line. I would like to tell Major Janjua that, sir, we have removed abject poverty, extreme poverty from India. It's gone. And every day, every year, the indices go up and up. More people are getting out of poverty. This is not about India. This is about
what
how...
What is the number today? What is the number today? Gaurav, what is the number today, if I may ask you?
The
Sir,
number of
4% of our people live below the poverty line. 1.3 billion people, 4% live. We have taken out 400 million people out of poverty line. And sir, this has been put out by international organizations like the IMF and World Bank, not by me. 1 minute. Dr. Ranganathan.
While you are talking to others, I'll show you.
कोई बात नहीं, sir. No one wants you in any case. चलिए, Doctor.
No, with due respect to the major, the fact is that Maharashtra, state in India, Maharashtra's GDP is more than Pakistan. So let's not make comparisons. I do agree that India or Pakistan, in fact, that is the best thing that has happened in the last 7 or 8 years. We've stopped talking about Pakistan. Pakistan does not exist for us. Unless, of course, when it wants to exist for us in terms of the terror that it... Sir, Major, I did not interrupt you. Please, let's have decorum. You yourself said you like this channel. Thank you.
I did not interrupt. When have you thought? I was interrupted twice, but I have not interrupted. Now that you have said I have interrupted, please show me when did I just smiled, and if that's called an interruption, my apologies.
It's okay, yes.
But I did not interrupt.
Doctor, please, carry on.
I would appreciate when others interrupt me, you will say the same thing to them as well.
Okay, we will.
It's fine. Now, next thing you're going to say, Pakistan is not a terror state. कितना झूठ बोलेंगे? अब सुन लीजिए एक बार. आपका जब हमने ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पे आपके टेरर कैंप्स को जब हमने बम्बार्ड किया था, अगले दिन आपकी पूरी मिलिट्री फोर्स आई थी फ्यूनरल अटेंड करने. नाउ यू वुड से दैट इज आल्सो अ लाई, और वुड यू से दैट इज द ट्रूथ? अब मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, अब मैं कह रहा हूं कि आप इंटरप्ट करें. डिड द आर्मी जनरल्स ऑफ पाकिस्तान अटेंड द फ्यूनरल ऑफ टेररिस्ट और नॉट?
मैं रिस्पॉन्ड करूं या अभी आपको इंटरप्शन लगेगी?
प्लीज. नहीं, बोलिए.
Please, you have access to so much of data and researchers. I would appreciate कि आप इसी वक्त, without wasting any more time, take me to the cleaners. Please अभी वीडियो चलाइए जहां पे आर्मी जनरल्स ने टेररिस्ट की फ्यूनरल्स अटेंड की. अब भागना नहीं है. आप अपने प्रोग्राम के कोऑर्डिनेटर को बोलिए. No, don't run away.
I'll take it out. Let's take it out on our mobile phones. Let's take it out on our mobile phones. I'll show you. I'll just show you.
I'm giving you open channel.
I'll open it, sir. Don't worry. In any case, viewers, one second. Let me just do this. One second.
Brainwash Pakistani right in front of our eyes. ये तो live camera पे हो गया brainwashing.
No. ब्रेन वॉश पाकिस्तान. मैं तो कह रहा हूं कि आप चलाइए, वीडियो चलाइए, मुझे दिखाइए जरा, फिर बात करते हैं. लेकिन अब बात इस वक्त लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द टॉपिक.
Here it is. One second.
No, please.
अब माफी मांगिएगा आप as a military hero.
Pak army personnel. One second. Pak army personnel attend funeral of LET terrorists, sir. ये है जी picture.
Excellent journalism.
Here, there it is.
Excellent journalism.
These are the Pak officers on these sides, and that is the Tanzim. Look, one second. Viewers, again, we are not going to fall into this trap. This is not about India, as I said. This is very simply, viewers, about Pakistan that is being told that we don't want you, you are worthless. And there is a footage, viewers, there is a footage on your screens. It is larger than life.
This is the footage. Where does this say that these people were terrorists? You call them terrorists.
ठीक है sir. Osama bin Laden, sir, was a farishta. It's okay. We understand. It's okay. We understand.
Hold on.
We understand, sir. Osama bin Hafiz Saeed and the Lashkar-e-Toiba. Hafiz Saeed and the Lashkar-e-Toiba are all farishtas saving Pakistan. It's fair enough, sir. Look, you be happy in your world. One minute. Let's not shout over each other, sir, please.
Let's come back to the problem.
Sir, there is no coming back to the problem because you live under the ground in denial, 6 foot under. The point is, viewers, look at what Trump has done. Let me pull out those pictures again.
I can imagine your predicament.
Mr. Sharif and failed Marshal Munir go to Trump and give him pretty much what is today is really known as the modern gold. And say, hamari rakhwali kar lijiyega, please do something for us. We love you.
Now,
In fact,
your Prime
we want to
Minister-
make you
your
into
Prime
a
Minister has been begging
cringe-worthy
to speak to
speech given
Trump.
by Nawaz
Your
Sharif's
Prime
brother,
Minister has
Shehbaz
been
Sharif,
begging
who is the
to
Prime
have a
Minister
phone
of
call with
Pakistan,
Trump. He's not
saying,
giving you time.
we love
And
you,
you
you are
have the
genuine
audacity to talk
Trump,
about Pakistan.
and we want to
Trump
give you
is
the Nobel
openly
Prize.
praising
And what does
Pakistan
Trump
at every
give them?
forum.
He gives them a massive snub. Say, don't come to my
Oh,
country.
this
Don't want you
massive
guys.
snub,
And the
this massive
Pakistani
snub
gentleman there is
apology,
railing against Indians.
No. This
Doesn't
massive-
matter. Maybe I shouldn't have given them a platform, viewers. Just done this
But
story
they
as a
will still
comment.
reach-
I'll
They
leave
will
it at
still
this.
reach America through Mexico. They will still reach
I'll
America.
leave it at this, viewers. I'll leave it at this. I'll leave it at this. The Vantage coming up.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Sanjay Kumar, I want to understand from you, we don't really have a template as far as these BMC elections are concerned. Would that be fair to say? Equations have changed so much. There is no way to predict these elections. Is this a psephologist's nightmare?
Yes, it is a psephologist's nightmare. Why? First, if you look at the alliances, so all parties are against each other and all parties are in alliance with each other. So it becomes very difficult how the votes of support base of one party will get shifted to the other, or how it's going to contribute to the other, because two parties may be in alliance in one municipal corporation, but in other place, in another district, they may be fighting against each other. So it creates a confusion among the workers, it creates a confusion among the voters. So will the vote get transferred? But I think the bigger nightmare would be that, the size of the constituencies are very small, much smaller than the assembly constituency, and assembly constituency is much smaller compared to the Lok Sabha. So the margin of victory and defeat are very small, and sometimes you might get the vote share right, but since the seats maybe a large number of seats may be decided by small margins, you may get it off, you may be off the mark when it comes to seats. It is happening quite often these days in the Lok Sabha election. It happened in 2024 Lok Sabha election. It also happened in large number of state assembly election which we have witnessed in the last couple of years. So that's why BMC election or the municipal election are much more tricky to predict compared to an assembly election.
Right. In fact, let me go to the ground in Mumbai. My colleague Aman is also joining us from there. Aman, which way is the sea breeze flowing this evening in Mumbai?
Well, see, Shivani, it is very difficult to predict an election, and I won't hazard a guess till the results come out tomorrow. But if I tell you what are the issues on the ground and which are the big factors in this election, the number one factor, I think, is the Thackeray brothers uniting. Whoever I've spoken to in Mumbai, people, especially in the constituencies where the Marathi community is in larger numbers, even in South Mumbai, people do have this emotive and people do have a connection. People speak fondly and this nostalgia about the Thackeray brothers coming together. It's also a last throw of the dice by the Thackeray brothers in a sense that they have faced serious reverses in the 1.5 years back when we had the assembly elections here. So they need to perform here. Can they win the election? I am not too sure. But if they perform well and be a strong opposition with about 70 to 80 seats in the 227-member BMC, that could be a strong comeback by the Thackerays. Will it happen? We'll have to wait till tomorrow. I think the number two issue is the Marathi Manus issue. In the last election, we have seen that in fact the majority of Marathi Manus had voted for the NDA, and that is why Eknath Shinde emerged as this big hero. Devendra Fadnavis called himself the son of the soil, and that is why you saw the big voting for the Mahayuti in the assembly election. But this time, the things are different because the two Thackeray brothers are together. They are appealing to the Marathi Manus to unite and saying, "Ek hai to safe hai." They are hoping that the Marathi Manus shifts course towards them. Will it happen? In what proportion it will happen? Maybe that will determine the election. Shivani, there are 87 seats here in Mumbai where the MNS UBT together is fighting against the Shiva Sena of Eknath Shinde. Who wins those 87 seats, I think, is the make or break thing in this election, because that will also prove who really has the control over the Marathi vote. That all said, Shivani, I think the people on the ground are more bothered about the civic issues. They complain, as you were saying, about potholed roads, traffic jams. ease of living is a big issue. People want to get from their home to their office in the shortest possible time, not spend 2 hours, 3 hours daily in traffic or in congested local trains. They want parties to solve these issues. But sadly, I feel no party is coming forward to speak about the ease of a living of a common Mumbaikar in these BMC elections. Mr. Fadnavis has spoken about, the infrastructure that has come, but I think people are looking for more.